to see. Okay, I'm going to go with it that we are live. We are breaking the loops, breaking those repetitive patterns that we all tend to have, and looking at where those come in. So, give you a few more minutes to have everybody sign in and just get here and breathe. I love to be on time, but oftentimes, well, I squirrel around and things do not happen as on time as I think they should sometimes. Is that a pattern? Is that a loop? Is it a It probably is. But it's one that I'm just going to go with. I'm not really It isn't causing a big enough problem. One of the things that I have done that has helped with showing up on time is to create a level of respect for my own time. And when I respect my own time, then I'm also able to respect other people's time. So I am far more on time now than I have been for a long, long time. So hopefully you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, please pipe in the comments. Because, yeah, my microphone was shut off earlier. So I think I've got everything in. Anyway, we're here. Let's take a nice deep breath in, breathing down all the way to your toes. Breathe in that calming and relaxing air. And then exhale, and exhale it all the way out from your toes. And feel that release, releasing the stress, the anxiety, being on time. That can be stressful. So release that. We're here and we're going to also have this in the replay, so you can certainly catch that. We're going to talk about those repeating loops in our life today, the things that catch up with us, and we find ourselves going, oh man, not again. So hopefully we can break those loops because, a lot of times I say rules are to be broken. Definitely loops, repetitive patterns, those are clearly meant to be broken. They were probably put in place when something happened and our subconscious glommed onto it and said, oh, let's keep you safe and sound. And so we're always going to put you in this loop. Well, at the time that we created that belief, it probably did. It probably did help us. It probably was really, really important that we had it. And now, yeah, that's not so important. So, um, through this interaction with you today, we're going to end and we'll do some theta healing. And just a reminder, when we get to that portion of doing the theta healing to create the clearing of some of those limiting beliefs to allow you to move forward in life, you need to say yes out loud. You can put yes in the comments as well to accept the work. If you're catching this on a replay, I would love to have you put hashtag replay, say your yes out loud, and put it in the comments. This is energy work, and energy work stays where it's put. It's out there, so you can receive this same work in the replay as you do if you were here live. So now we've got that out of the way. I just want to talk more about some of the patterns. And one of the biggest patterns that I found in my life was I kept working with people, coming across with people who were essentially emotionally unavailable. And every time, I would just kind of like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm doomed to do. This is my path. This is my choosing. All of those things led me to keep that loop firmly in place, to stay on that hamster wheel of always doing and doing. And when I realized that doing and doing was not bringing me happiness and joy, I had to look at what that was. Why did I keep attracting those people who were emotionally unavailable to me? Well, because I got to be their hero, of course. It allowed me to feel needed and validated. And so I was constantly looking for that external validation. And what better way to be validated than to be needed? And when people continued to need me, then I was validated, and the cycle continued until I decided that I didn't like this imbalance of feeling needed and wanted, but not necessarily respected or appreciated, and not being reciprocated. I was there taking care of everyone else, and there was no one there taking care of me, including myself. I was not taking care of me either. I was not setting the example of what it is to take care of me. So that's where that whole self-love piece comes in, and you need to learn how to take care of yourself so that you can also show people how to take care of you. So it wasn't random. That was a pattern that was rooted in a belief. I needed to be needed until it didn't work for me anymore. So what loops keep showing up for you? What is something that you find yourself doing day after day, week after week, month after month, whatever? You find yourself repeating it that you feel stuck in. What is that cycle that you are stuck in? It can be relationships, it can be money, it can be it can be eating, it can be anything that you find yourself doing. One of the big ones is the negative self-talk, and that one is a really, really hard one. And those are also some limiting beliefs that the things that people said to us that eventually we believed, and we kept repeating those tapes to ourselves. So we're going to talk about breaking loops. So today, um, we're going to understand the beliefs that came underneath it. Someone told us that, they tell it to us long enough, we believe it, and that loop becomes in existence, and it just becomes, and it is. So these loops, and we talked a little bit earlier about it's for survival. It's that unconscious, that subconscious that puts it in our mind of this is what we have to do to stay healthy and to stay safe in the future. And it doesn't always know what to how to break that, or how to keep it in perspective. When we're children, we're young adults, and we come across these things, they're valuable lessons. And I have to believe that those lessons are lessons, but we outgrow them. We get life experience. We start digging into our own intuition and listening to ourselves. So we don't need to have quite all of those cautions that have been put in place for us. So looking at those and creating an awareness, when I found myself in this loop that I wasn't happy continuing to do and do and do, because then all of a sudden I realized I wasn't receiving back. And so it didn't feel an equal loop. Okay. And that's what allowed me to create this awareness. Instead of going, oh, here we go again, it's like, oh, here's this pattern. What about this pattern do I not like? What about this pattern am I willing to change? I'm not this pattern. I have the ability to choose differently. I can do something differently. I can surround myself with different people in that particular situation. In that particular situation, it's not something that happened and I didn't fix it overnight. I didn't fix it because I wasn't broken, and it wasn't broken. It was a choice. I needed to learn how to do a different choice. And some of the patterns that I've had clients and myself, and what I see in other people, is the obligation to be stuck in a cycle, and that we can't change it. When you feel that you're just helpless, this always happens to me. Woe is me. Oh goodness, I can't do this differently. Sometimes we have to break away from the familiar. And so we get obligated to believe that it's safer to stay in that pattern, in the familiar, even when it's uncomfortable. So having the power and the courage to change that belief and to not get stuck in it. And the belief that I don't know how to live without chaos. we've known those people, if they didn't show up late, if they didn't have a big story, we wouldn't know who they were. They wouldn't know who they are either without having that chaos and that turmoil. And someone's always got to have something. There's always a crisis somewhere. We get used to living in that pattern and we accept it for what it is. And we accept that loop and we stay in that loop. So, looking at those three very, very big beliefs, but they feel simple on the outside. I am obligated to be stuck in this cycle and I can't change it. I'm obligated to believe it's safer to stay in the familiar. I don't know how to live without chaos. Think about those. Do those feel kind of true? Yeah, they can feel comfy, and you can understand why it feels comfy, but it's not good for us. And so instead, I would like to provide the downloads that you know what it feels like and that it's safe to live free and safe from these old patterns. So we can download and create alignment with knowing what it's like to be free of that loop. And you can be thinking of one particular loop, you can be thinking of several different loops that you have. I'd also like to remove what prevents that peace and stability in your body and in your life. Download what it feels like to be at peace, to be stable in your body and in your life. Create that harmony in your life. I'd also like to remove what prevents you from feeling that it's safe to let go of the familiar when it doesn't serve you. So, letting go of the familiar when it's at the expense of yourself. If you would like those beliefs, just say yes out loud, type it in the chat. If you're catching this on the replay, type hashtag replay and yes. We'll download those beliefs for you. And also, it's really important to include the forgiveness piece. So we're going to forgive yourself. I want you to give forgiveness to yourself for staying in the loop as long as you have and not acknowledging it before now. Just some forgiveness. It's okay. We didn't know any better. If we knew better, we would be making better choices and we would be doing better. So we're going to do that forgiveness, and we're going to do forgiveness to source, creator, universe, to your higher power. And then we're going to also forgive those who had a hand in reinforcing that negative loop for you. So if you'd like those, just say yes out loud, and I will go in and create these changes for you on any and all levels. Okay. So you don't need to feel forced for the loop to end. You just have to stop feeding it. So creating that awareness, making a conscious choice that you don't want to do this anymore, and making other decisions. And it doesn't mean it's going to stop right then and there, and you may end up doing it, but you're going to feel each time that loop comes around, it's going to feel a little different, a little less involved, a little more comfortable to be stepping back from those loops. Okay? See, we're just going to stop feeding those loops. We're going to make better decisions. And it might take going through changing your perspective on the loop, changing your approach to the loop a few times. A lot of those loops, we can't just go, oh, nope, we're not doing it today, but we're going to work on it. And the fact that you acknowledge, I have a loop, I want to change it, those are huge steps. So today we've already shifted something. So let this shift integrate with you. Um, you may feel changes throughout the day, and the next time one of those loops comes up, you're going to see it so much more quickly, and you're going to be able to really focus on how you want that loop to change. One of the biggest things we can do is start taking care of ourselves. Because in taking care of ourselves, doing that self-love, that self-care, we are also showing other people how to treat us. If we don't take time to respect ourselves, other people are not going to respect us. If we don't put boundaries in place, and I'm talking healthy, positive boundaries that we can reinforce, they will be walked on all the time. And when we get angry, it's because one of our boundaries has been violated. And we may not have known what that boundary was that was violated. But that's where that self-care, self-respect, start plugging that in. It is so incredibly important. If this chat today has spurred something in you, you've, realized there's some patterns you'd like to change and you'd like some help changing those, or you want to go deeper in all the levels of change that we can create, certainly DM me here through Facebook. Get a hold of me through amandabethhealing.com. There's contacts there. You can schedule a discovery call. Just reach out. And if I'm not the perfect fit, I work with many other healers who may be a better fit for you that I'm happy to refer you on to as well. So if you want to connect with me, great. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Next week, we'll be back 11:30 Central Time for another live session. I work really hard to keep this a good use of your time and under 30 minutes. So if you can sneak it in on your lunch hour, it's great. Next week, we're going to be calling back the pieces of you, all those pieces that you've scattered around and the people that you have come in contact with, and you've left that kind of scattered around. And we'll probably work on some of those pieces of them that you've picked up as well. So until then, be true to yourself, be authentic, come from that place in your heart, in your authenticity, connecting with your intuition, and being who you are meant to be. Until next week, catch you on Facebook, YouTube, or on LinkedIn and Instagram as well.